Jennifer, please read the prayer. Okay. So, in the Father, of the Son, of the Holy Spirit, Amen. In the Father, of the Son, of the Holy Spirit, Amen. Before you sit, please pick up the pieces of paper under your chair. Okay, please be seated. I'll check first the attendance. Once your name is called, kindly raise your right hand and say present. Okay. Asis Jennifer, Habidub Ashley, Francisco Alvin. Okay, everyone is present. Very good. Okay, class, does anyone can still recall or remember the lesson we discussed yesterday? Joshua, can you recite what it's all about? Alright, very good. The lesson we discussed is all about coral reefs and tropical rainforest. Okay, class. Does everyone wants to play a game? Okay, here's the instruction. Group yourselves into 3. Every group need to say one fact about coral reefs in just 30 seconds. Does everyone has a group now? Okay, you may start now. Okay, all groups are correct. Now let's have a small discussion about the activity. What have you learned about the coral reefs? Okay. What would happen if there is no coral reefs? Okay, that's right. Okay, class, what do you see on the board? Okay, so the picture shows a rainforest and a coral reef. Have you seen a coral reef or a rainforest? Okay. Okay, so much for that. Let us proceed to our topic. Interaction among living things in coral reefs and tropical rainforests. So, what is a coral reef? Can you please read, Alvin? Okay, thank you. Can anyone tell me what is the organisms that is called the plumbers of ecosystem? Okay, very good. Now let us continue. Before we discuss the organisms living in a coral reef system, it is important for you to know that there are 3 types of coral reefs. These are fringing reefs, barrier reefs, and atolls. So first is fringing reefs. Can you please read, Ashley? Okay, thank you. The second one is the barrier reefs. The barrier reefs are massive wall of reefs found farther away from the shore, which are separated by channels called lagoons. And last is the atolls. Atolls are unevenly circular reefs that enclose a deep or large lagoons. So class, what are the 3 types of coral reefs again? Okay, thank you. So now let's move on to the biodiversity of reefs. Coral reef ecosystems do not only contain corals. They support majority of the different forms of life under the sea. Animals like crustaceans, sponge, jellyfishes, sea anemones, sea turtles, reef shark, dolphin, and various species of fishes, and many more can be found thriving within the coral reefs or on its edges. Marine organisms lay eggs, forage food, and seek refuge in the nooks and crannies of the reefs. Other organisms stick onto the reefs itself and filter the water to feed themselves. So as you can see in this picture, there are sea turtles, reef shark, and sponge. Also the different of fish. To give you an idea about the feeding interaction in a coral reef ecosystem, study the food web in the screen. Okay, protecting our coral reefs. Coral reef ecosystems provide food and shelter for organisms living in the nearby. Aside from that, humans derive a multitude of benefits from coral reefs, such as source of food and aesthetic value. The colorful corals and various animals that reside in the reef attract tourists from all over the world. They are all upon gazing our beautiful and majestic coral reefs. So sadly, coral reefs are under the constant threat of natural disasters, and some invasive species like crown of thorns starfish, which relentlessly corals. Humans also contribute to damage through the use of dynamites when fishing and Muroami. Muroami divers strike the reefs to force out the fish living in it, which are the captured by a net. So what do you think would happen to organisms and humans who depend on coral reefs in this kind of ecosystem? Will continue to perish under the natural and human threats? Okay. How do you think can you protect our coral reefs? Ashley? So, thank you for these answers, my dear pupils. These are the simple ways to do as a student to help protect our. So class, now let's move on to the tropical rainforest. Our country is very rich in natural resources. This includes living and non-living resources. In this lesson, we are going to tackle about one of our nation's most productive ecosystems, the tropical rainforest. So, tropical rainforests are found in the regions near the equator called tropics. This area receives a great amount of rainfall and humidity, which encourages an abundant growth in vegetation. The Philippines, being located in the tropic, fills this condition for tropical rainforests to emerge. It is said that our country owes its rich biodiversity to its mountains and rainforests. So, what is a tropical rainforest? Can you please read, Vincent? Okay, thank you so much. The type of soil in rainforest varies from region, but most are infertile because heavy rain wash away the nutrients. However, the falling leaves and other matter replenish the nutrients in the soil continuously, and these nutrients are quickly absorbed by plants and soil-dwelling animals before they are washed. Okay, class. Next is biodiversity in the rainforest. So, rainforests have four major layers. What are these layers? Please read Vincent. Okay, thank you. Several varieties of animals abound in the rainforest and its rivers. Vertebrates living in Philippine rainforests include eagle, tarsier, tamarau, and Philippine crocodiles, various species of frogs and salamanders. Also, Philippine kakatu, fruit bats, flying lemurs, and more. Insects are most populous among the animals with sometimes 40 kinds of ants in just one tree, 1,200 kinds of beetles in just 19 individual trees. So this only proves that rainforests are one of the most system on our planet. The next is interaction in rainforest. Interdependence or organisms still observed in an ecosystem like a rainforest. Given the massive variety of life forms within it, you are sure to observe numerous and complex systems of food web inside it. The sun provides energy for plants in the upper layers of the forest. Plants then make their food and they are consumed by primary consumers like caterpillars, other insects and lizards and even birds and bats that feed on fruits. Some birds, monkeys and birds are then eaten by snakes on trees or eagles flying around in search of food. When organisms die in them, they end up on the forest. Decomposers do their job of breaking them down to nutrients. To better visualize this interaction, and forest is shown in the screen. And lastly is the protecting our rainforest. So, tropical rainforests provide many benefits to organisms living in it. It serves as a sanctuary for animals and plants. The vegetation provides shelter and food for animals living within it. Humans also get raw materials from tropical rainforest products like lumber, gum, rubber, and tree fibers are harvested from vegetation from this kind of sequestration. The trees are small plants absorb the excess carbon dioxide in the atmosphere while giving off an oxygen. So the tropical rainforests help maintain air cleanliness while providing all the other services and resources mentioned before. So class, would you think would happen if this rainforest become damaged and ultimately destroyed? Okay class, thank you. So what are some ways you can do to help protect our forest? Okay. So class, thank you. Thank you for your answers. So in these simple ways you can do as a pupils to help protect the rainforest. Okay class, in this part, I would like you to all answer the following activities to test your understanding of our lesson. Get one whole sheet of paper and answer the following. I will give you 5 minutes to answer. The part 2 is, as a student, give 2 ways on how you can help to prevent the destruction of coral reefs. Okay, class, now tell me the correct answer of the following question. Number 1. In the forest ecosystem, which organisms are directly affected if the population of plants decrease? Letter C. Herbivores. Number 2 is a distinct ecological community of plants and animals living together in a particular climate. Letter B. Biotic. Let's move on to number 3. In a coral reef ecosystem, clownfishes and sea animals live together. What type of relation do they have? The answer is B. Mutualism. Number 4. What are the producers in the coral reef ecosystem? What is the answer? Okay. The last one is it's turning ground for marine life. This is where you can find seagrass reefs that have a diversity of organisms such as stone crabs, lobsters. Answer. Okay. A for written. So let's move to part 2. The true or false. Write T if the statement is correct and F if the statement is wrong. Number 1. The coral reef ecosystem is a diverse collection of species that interact with each other in the physical environment. T. Correct. Number 2. The sun is the initial source of energy for this ecosystem. What is the answer? Okay. T. It is correct. Number 3. Through photosynthesis, algae and other plants convert light energy into chemical energy. What is the answer? T. Correct. Number 4. Interactions occur among species in the forest ecosystem. What is the answer, class? Okay, T. Correct. Last is living things include water, sunlight, soil, and minerals that animals, plants, other living things need to survive. What is the answer? Okay, T. Correct. So, class, I will give you an assignment. Living and non-living things in an ecosystem. So, write down the living and non-living things that exist in each ecosystem on the space provided inside the table. So, as you can see, there is a table for coral reefs and tropical rainforest. Please copy on the screen. Okay, class, that's all for today. Let us all stand. Calvin, please lead the prayer. The name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. The name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.